Free GED Science Practice Test. Question 1. Which type of rock forms from the cooling and solidification of magma or lava? Option A, sedimentary. Option B, metamorphic. Option C, igneous. Option D, fossilized. The correct answer is option C, igneous. Igneous rock forms when magma or lava cools and solidifies. Sedimentary rock forms from compacted sediments, metamorphic rock changes under heat and pressure, and fossilized is not the main rock category for cooled lava. Question 2. How does a lunar eclipse occur? Option A. The moon passes between Earth and the Sun. Option B, Earth passes directly between the Sun and the moon, casting a shadow on the moon. Option C. The moon's orbit changes color. Option D. The Sun blocks the moon. The correct answer is option B. Earth passes directly between the Sun and the moon, casting a shadow on the moon. A lunar eclipse occurs when Earth passes between the Sun and the moon and casts a shadow on the moon. The moon passing between Earth and the Sun causes a solar eclipse, and the moon's orbit or the Sun itself does not simply change color or block the moon in this way. Question 3. According to the second law of thermodynamics, what tends to increase in any isolated system? Option A, order. Option B, entropy, disorder. Option C, energy. Option D, temperature. The correct answer is option B, entropy, disorder. The second law of thermodynamics says entropy, or disorder, tends to increase in an isolated system. Order does not naturally increase overall, energy is conserved rather than created, and temperature does not have to increase in every isolated system. Question 4. Which structure in the female reproductive system is the usual site of fertilization, union of sperm and egg? Option A, ovary. Option B, uterus. Option C, fallopian tube, oviduct. Option D, vagina. The correct answer is option C, fallopian tube, oviduct. Fertilization most commonly occurs in the fallopian tube, where sperm and egg meet. The ovary releases eggs, the uterus supports implantation and pregnancy, and the vagina is not the usual fertilization site. Question 5. Why does a car's windshield sometimes fog up on a cold, rainy day? Option A, water leaks into the car. Option B, warm, moist air inside the car condenses on the cold glass. Option C. The glass expands and becomes opaque. Option D, dust particles stick to the glass. The correct answer is option B. Warm, moist air inside the car condenses on the cold glass. Windshield fog forms when warm, moist air inside the car condenses on the colder glass surface. It is not usually caused by a water leak, the glass turning opaque, or dust sticking to the glass. Question 6. Which type of animal is characterized by having a backbone or spinal column? Option A, invertebrate. Option B, arthropod. Option C, vertebrate. Option D, mollusk. The correct answer is option C, vertebrate. A vertebrate is an animal with a backbone or spinal column. Invertebrates lack backbones, and arthropods and mollusks are examples of invertebrate groups. Question 7. How does an ionic bond form between sodium, Na, and chlorine, Cl, to make NaCl? Option A. They share a pair of electrons. Option B, sodium donates an electron to chlorine, creating oppositely charged ions that attract. Option C. They repel each other until heat forces them together. Option D. They create a metallic bond. The correct answer is option B. Sodium donates an electron to chlorine, creating oppositely charged ions that attract. Sodium donates an electron to chlorine, forming oppositely charged ions that attract in an ionic bond. They do not share electrons in this bond, heat does not force them together as the main mechanism, and NaCl is not held by a metallic bond. Question 8. Which layer of Earth is composed of solid iron and nickel? Option A mantle. Option B outer core. Option C inner core. Option D crust. The correct answer is option C, inner core. Earth's inner core is solid and is made mostly of iron and nickel. The mantle is rocky, the outer core is liquid, and the crust is the thin outer rocky layer. Question 9. According to the principle of superposition, where are the oldest rock layers found in an undisturbed sequence? Option A. At the top. Option B. In the middle. Option C. At the bottom. Option D randomly distributed. The correct answer is option C. At the bottom. The principle of superposition says the oldest layers are at the bottom of an undisturbed rock sequence. The top layers are usually youngest, and the ages are not placed randomly or mainly in the middle. Question 10. Why do some people inherit sickle cell anemia while others do not? Option A. It is caused by a bacterial infection. Option B. It is an inherited genetic mutation in the hemoglobin gene. Option C. It comes from a virus passed by mosquitoes. Option D. It is caused by poor diet. The correct answer is option B. It is an inherited genetic mutation in the hemoglobin gene. Sickle cell anemia is caused by an inherited mutation in the gene for hemoglobin. It is not a bacterial infection, a mosquito-borne virus, or a condition caused simply by poor diet. Question 11. Which part of the human brain is responsible for balance, coordination, and fine motor control? Option A cerebrum. Option B brainstem. Option C cerebellum. Option D hypothalamus. The correct answer is option C, cerebellum. The cerebellum coordinates balance, posture, and fine motor control. The cerebrum handles higher thinking and voluntary actions, the brainstem controls vital functions, and the hypothalamus helps regulate homeostasis. Question 12. How does a simple galvanic, voltaic, cell produce electricity? Option A. By mechanical motion. Option B. By chemical reactions that transfer electrons between two different metals through a salt bridge. Option C. By heating a wire. Option D. By nuclear fission. The correct answer is option B. By chemical reactions that transfer electrons between two different metals through a salt bridge. A galvanic cell produces electricity through chemical reactions that transfer electrons through an external circuit while ions move through a salt bridge. Mechanical motion, heating a wire, and nuclear fission are not the operating principles of a simple voltaic cell. Question 13. Which process describes water moving from the roots to the leaves of a plant through xylem tissue? Option A photosynthesis. Option B transpiration pull and cohesion tension. Option C cellular respiration. Option D osmosis only. The correct answer is option B. Transpiration pull and cohesion tension. Water rises through xylem mainly because transpiration pull and cohesion tension draw water upward from roots to leaves. Photosynthesis and cellular respiration are different processes, and osmosis alone does not fully explain upward transport through xylem. Question 14. Why does the same side of the moon always face Earth? Option A. The moon does not rotate. Option B. The Moon rotates once on its axis in exactly the same time it orbits Earth, tidal locking. Option C. Earth's gravity stops the Moon from rotating. Option D. The Moon has no axial tilt. The correct answer is option B. The Moon rotates once on its axis in exactly the same time it orbits Earth, tidal locking. The same side of the Moon faces Earth because the Moon is tidally locked, rotating once in the same time it takes to orbit Earth. The Moon does rotate, Earth's gravity has not stopped rotation completely, and axial tilt is not the cause. Question 15. Which term describes the measure of the average kinetic energy of particles in a substance? Option A. Heat. Option B. Temperature. Option C. Thermal expansion. Option D. Specific heat capacity. The correct answer is option B. Temperature. Temperature is a measure of the average kinetic energy of particles in a substance. Heat is energy transferred between objects, thermal expansion is a size change, and specific heat capacity describes the energy needed to change temperature. Question 16. How does a pesticide-resistant insect population evolve after exposure to a pesticide? Option A. The pesticide causes beneficial mutations. Option B. Insects learn to avoid the poison. Option C. Resistant individuals survive and reproduce, passing on resistance genes. Option D. All insects become resistant at the same time. The correct answer is option C. Resistant individuals survive and reproduce, passing on resistance genes. After pesticide exposure, resistant insects survive and reproduce, making resistance genes more common in the population. The pesticide does not directly create beneficial mutations, insects do not simply learn resistance, and all insects do not become resistant at once. Question 17. Which type of chemical reaction releases energy, often as heat or light? Option A. Endothermic. Option B. Exothermic. Option C. Decomposition only. Option D. Synthesis only. The correct answer is option B. Exothermic. An exothermic reaction releases energy, often as heat or light. Endothermic reactions absorb energy, while decomposition and synthesis describe reaction patterns that may be either exothermic or endothermic depending on the reaction. Question 18. Why do we experience seasons on Earth? Option A. Earth's distance from the Sun changes dramatically. Option B. The tilt of Earth's axis causes different hemispheres to receive more direct sunlight at different times of the year. Option C. The Sun's output changes with the seasons. Option D. The Moon blocks sunlight unevenly. The correct answer is option B. The tilt of Earth's axis causes different hemispheres to receive more direct sunlight at different times of the year. Earth has seasons because its tilted axis changes the angle and length of sunlight each hemisphere receives during the year. Earth's distance from the Sun does not change dramatically enough to cause seasons, and the Sun's output or the Moon blocking sunlight is not the main cause. Question 19. Which kingdom of life includes organisms that are multicellular, heterotrophic, and have cell walls made of chitin? Option A. Plantae. Option B. Animalia. Option C. Fungi. Option D. Protista. The correct answer is option C. Fungi. Fungi are generally heterotrophic and have cell walls made of chitin, with many species being multicellular. Plants usually make their own food and have cellulose walls, animals lack cell walls, and protists are a diverse group that does not match this description as well. Question 20. How does a simple lever make work easier? Option A. It changes the direction of the force. Option B. It multiplies the applied force, mechanical advantage. Option C. It reduces friction. Option D. It adds energy to the system. The correct answer is option B. It multiplies the applied force, mechanical advantage. A lever can make work easier by providing mechanical advantage, which can multiply the applied force. It does not add energy to the system, and reducing friction is not its main function. Changing force direction can happen with some levers but does not fully explain the force advantage here.